Yeah. And I didn't plan to get shot in my calf.
Well, hey, it's Potman. It's your turn to get shot.
No thank you. I got bit by a zombie.
A rat.
Yeah?
It was still a zombie rat.
Whatever.
That's true. Potman
Name
was
a
bitten
single
by
person
a
that
zombie.
we know that got killed being bit by anything other than a zombie rat.
Name a single person that was killed by being bit anything by other than a zombie rat. Aiden?
Yeah, I kind of let that one get away from me there.
Does he really count as a person? I mean,
does.
He was around for like all of 30 minutes.
I mean, he was a pig, but I mean, he was still a person.
He was a pig. He was our pig, though.
he was a
Yeah,
relatively
he was a
individual.
criminal. He was all right.
He was.
I like how you transition from in character into quasi in character. I like it.
Well, I guess we're going to second level, and Trusty Tony is not going first.
Okay.
I'll go first
In
again.
the same marching order, Fletch ends up leading the warpath down back to basement level 2.
That's the ticket.
Standing there on the maintenance ladder, flashlight beam pointed down the hallway there. Still doesn't seem like anything's changed the first 2 times. It's possible that maybe the others heard something. Like, not heard something in the sense of, yeah, of course they heard something, but that they're imagining things.
Oh.
Join someone else's.
This floor looks pretty much like the first one. Similar in kind of construction.
Similar in construction, yes.
But
Man, Potman's getting sick and tired of all these people and their weird paranoid fantasies.
yeah. Right?
Gee whiz.
Ollie G. Willikers, Batman.
Well, I suppose
You
we
said
can
it.
start exploring.
Exploring.
Okay.
I don't know what that song is.
Well, I'm gonna sing it this time.
The 4 of you, yes, the 4 of you in the group process was Trusty Tony begin singing?
Yes.
Okay, what does Trusty Tony say?
I don't fucking know, man.
He just sang it.
Alright.
Some
Did you not like his
Yeah,
original and Grammy-winning composition?
I would like perception plus notice, hearing-based checks rolled secretly with a -2 penalty because of Trusty Tony singing.
I will say simply because I want to justify it and because it could end up being really cool or funny or deadly or all 3. I'm actually going to switch over to the sword.
Okay.
To the
Sword.
sword.
The sword.
To the S word. By all means. Go for
The
it.
Schwad.
Gee, the exact same roll I made last time.
Only with a, let's say, your
It would be a
+2 is-
+2 -2, so
Yep,
no
sure would be.
difference.
Okay. Right. The 4 of you begin your scoop out, your search through of the use your words, Grimith, of the basement. As was noted, this level does look to appear similar in construction in regards to being of similar size. With the rooms positioned, it's nearly impossible to tell what the rooms were used for. However, rounding a bend, it is actually Trusty Tony, being perhaps the most observant or perhaps the most, I'm just going to fucking lead this expedition. Rounding a corner and looking down one path, he actually notices that there's sort of like an S-bend where a corner and then a short bit of a hallway and then another corner. And behind that, he can actually see a little bit of thin light. Very faint, but it actually does end up hitting. But due to the construction of the hallway, it's such that no one else in the group would have been able to see it up to this point.
That's right. Hey guys, I see the light. I mean, a light.
Well,
In comparison for what I'm talking about, hallway looks a bit like that, with the light coming down from there.
light could be a very good or probably a very bad thing.
Nah, the light's never done
Okay,
anything wrong.
Stop there for a second.
Wait, what?
I've stopped.
We're stopped. What do we do?
What?
Huh?
You said to stop here for a second.
No, I said all my audio stopped there for a second.
Ah.
Oh.
Well, apparently all my audio part got clipped too.
Yeah, we all heard was stop there.
I
for a
just stopped there for a second.
second. We're stopped.
Okay, well, point illustrated.
Okay. Are we gonna go to the light or not?
Yeah, obviously we're gonna go towards the light.
Okay, Potman, you've got point.
Oh, then no, of course we're not gonna go towards the light.
Oh,
we
too
go
late.
into the light.
Too late. We voted.
Good vote, everyone.
Me and the kitten voted for you.
The light.
God damn it, the death of us.
Shit.
Why do you have to
It's
keep
the
living
death
up
of
to your name?
you.
Alright. So, marching order then ends up being Fletch, Trusty Tony, Eugene, Cat.
I blame the limb.
Sure. And with Trusty Tony being the caretaker of the kitten.
Meep.
Yes, meep.
Wasn't it like laying by his bed to signify his doom?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's
Or maybe-
exactly what it was like.
I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna lay something on you guys.
No.
Everyone who this cat has ever loved and looked at is going to die eventually.
Loved
looked
and looked at.
That's
Is going to die eventually.
Yes.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Pro-strat words by Jordan. Alright. Fletch ends up reaching the corner, which has the faint light. Peering around it, you can actually end up seeing that this hallway goes for about another 30 feet before actually terminating at what appears to be some sort of like vault pressure door, which is currently open. Heavy metal. It actually does end up, it's openable and closable by what appears to be a wheel, sort of to the left of center. The vault door is currently open, and it appears that the faint light is actually from a small lantern hanging by a hook, which is gently swaying in the middle of that first room there, even though there can't possibly be any wind down here. The room appears to widen out a bit behind that vault door, but you can't see any of the details. All you can see right there is that lantern hanging from the hook.
Well, that isn't spooky or anything.
Lantern get. I'm glad you typed that and said that at the same time.
You need to know.
You need to be written down for posterity.
Exactly.
So, lantern get.
Okay.
What's the lantern hanging from exactly? Does it look like it might be connected to anything else?
It is a ceiling hook from what appears to be sort of 30 feet where you are from the door, and the lantern is a few feet behind the door, hanging from the ceiling.
Well, if there's like no obvious trap mechanism that I can see, Trusty Toy's gonna take the lantern.
Okay, Trusty Tony rounds the corner, goes down the hallway 30 feet into the vault door, through the vault door into the vault room. And without giving cause or looking at anything else inside the vault room, reaches up, snags the lantern off the hook.
Yeah.
Lantern.
Yeah, that sounds like Trusty Tony.
Alright, it's a small, really weak and fragile lantern. All the same, it does have a bit of light burning from it. It is a faint light, which casts a small glow on your facial features. And as you hold it up, you're able to see the rest of the room. There appears to be a small, like, foldable, like, card table, at which 2 chairs are by, Trusty Tony, along with a small cooler, blue in nature with its lid on, along with a deck of playing cards, well worn and open. Also 2 sleeping bags. You do not spot anyone or anything inside of the room, however, except for yourself.
So this isn't one of those cool hooded lamps that I can close.
Nope.
Okay, it's a crappy piece of shit. Okay.
Yep, sure is.
Alright, gonna walk back with the lantern in hand.
All right.
This is obviously 2 cots, cooler, chair, table, playing cards.
So someone or some ones are hanging out.
Apparently.
Looks that way.
Here you go, Potman. Have a lantern on me.
No.
Yes.
That's a big fucking shoot me target carrying around a lantern we stole from someone.
It will also be difficult for you to carry the lantern up or down the ladder with you.
True.
And that.
But in case we have to burn down the warehouse, we now have a source of fire.
This is mostly concrete, isn't it?
That little lantern is not going to set this warehouse on fire.
Not with that attitude, it's not.
The lantern just has to believe it can.
The lantern does not believe.
The little lantern that could.
Little lantern that fucking couldn't.
Spoilers.
Well, I guess I'll go put the
The
lantern.
lantern that fucking could.
I guess I'll go put the lantern back since you guys obviously don't like it.
Okay, Trusty
You
Tony
can-
turns
You
around.
can feel
What-
free to carry it around with you. I mean, we only have 3 flashlights right now.
Walks back through the threshold as recklessly as ever.
Yeah.
Deposits the lantern back on the hook.
Hey, I borrowed the lantern. I didn't steal it.
Sure, and you're currently standing there in the middle of that little vault room. With,
Okay.
Hey, he borrowed it with full intent to return, clearly.
What's in the cooler?
All right, Trusty Tony walks over to the cooler, opens it. Looks like there's some packed, what appears to be 4 sandwiches and some cans of Coors.
Sandwiches.
Very weird thing to be down.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna take anything for now. But I'm like, hey guys, there's food over there.
Well,
Sandwiches.
I have a feeling that taking that food would probably get us shot.
Dude, it's turkey and Swiss.
Trusty Tony did not look at the contents of the sandwich.
He's just lying.
Yep, Trusty Tony's just inventing shit, but he's so trustworthy.
It's turkey and Swiss, bruh.
He's a sandwich feeler.
Sandwich feeler.
He can feel the sandwich.
Well, I can feel
The
sandwiches
soul
too.
of the sandwich.
Okay.
So I guess you guys don't want to go back for the sandwiches. Or the Coors Light.
I think that means that there are still people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can probably hear everything we're saying right now.
Whatever.
If you can, we're not going to steal your sandwiches. Guys.
What sandwiches?
You didn't.
Stuffing them in his back pocket.
So
In
in
his
his
mouth.
face.
He's like,
Like,
hold on. He
sucking
goes
on his
back into the
fingers, like,
vault.
Oh, yeah.
He's stuffing all of the sandwiches in his mouth at the same time.
Oh, those
Just
delicious.
double fisting sandwiches.
Oh.
You know,
Ripping the inside of his cheek.
I'm gonna share some of them with the death of me. No, anyways, I think we're done here. Unless, you know, something happens.
Unless we're going to do the smart thing and steal all the sandwiches.
That is the smart thing. It would
well,
feed us.
it's most likely going to mean we were going to round a corner into a person again. We could continue searching the floor.
Let's do that, I guess.
There were other
Also-
doors off to the sides, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
So from inside, did you notice whether this is a dead end?
Trusty Tony did not notice that.
Just Tony doesn't notice much.
I don't. This crank controlled door. Is there a crank on both sides?
Looks like the primary wheel to actually open the vault is from the outside. From your position at the corner, you cannot see any way to open that vault door from the inside. Though there surely is one, right?
I definitely don't think
Surely.
we should all just go inside there.
But B-movie logic says we oughta.
No.
I volunteer to not.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna explore the rest of the floor, unless this is the only thing on the floor.
I think we should explore the rest of it before
Attempting to
going
steal
further in
the.
that way.
Okay. The four of you then resolve to lay off the sandwiches and coolers for the time being.
For the
And-
time being.
For the time being, yes. They will sing serenades to you. A siren call will emit in Trusty Tony's skull. But no,
I mean, come on, how long has that cooler been there? Like, it's all going to be warm anyway.
Trusty Tony would note that quite a lot of ice was still in the cooler.
Yeah. Sandwiches. The sandwiches were fresh.
Then I think that pretty much
They-
tells
they
us
were
there is somebody else here right now.
Or it's really good. It's a really good cooler.
It's like a thermos.
You were the
The
worst.
thermos cooler.
I'm the best
It's
influence.
definitely it. It's just a really, really good cooler.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with that conclusion.
Well, sounds like a personal problem to me.
Okay. So the four of you go sifting through the rest of the second floor.
Yep.
Once again, it is Potman who ends up discovering something of note, and that's because he is specifically looking in whatever pot-induced haze this ends up being.
And he's basically a finding things wizard.
Yes, somehow he is. This
A
is
finding things wizard.
according to the dice. He is the wizard.
He is a wizard of finding things.
Yes.
You who is a wizard of finding things.
He's like dogpile.com back when that was a thing. So, in this case, due to what Eugene ended up seeing on the floor above, similarly, there are sort of tracks and shifts, especially in places where the four of you haven't walked, where it does indicate that there has been recent movement. Dried blood in the corner of one room, which might very well have been used as storage, is combined with sort of the tear of, looks like a Superman, like a little sort of like a little pajama outfit that a little kid would wear, on like a bit of metal pipe in one of the corners of the room, along with some implements that Potman immediately wishes that he hadn't seen, and he immediately erases from his mind.
Well, that's convenient.
I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a very two people used to be down here and now one person's eating the other one type vibe from this situation.
Delicious sandwiches.
Yeah.
Too.
Delicious.
I'm glad I
eats.
didn't dig into those sandwiches.
Yeah,
You mean these sandwiches?
To be more specific, the implements in question appear to be of torturous variety, combined with a bit of blood as well as the small sort of tear in like a Superman pajama outfit in the corner of one room by some extended metal pipe from
And was the
wall.
Superman pajama outfit like child-sized?
Yes, child-sized.
So Potman's gonna come back to everyone looking like wide-eyed and green in the face.
Delicious.
So like
sandwiches.
normal.
Sure, not that
That-
kind of green.
That would be wide-eyed and green in the eye, not green in the face.
Pink-eyed and wide in the face.
So, what's up?
Nothing. I'm sure it's nothing.
Sure, you want some sandwiches?
There's just stuff over there that looks like someone murdered a child.
Wait,
Probably
what do you mean?
not.
Oh,
Oh,
What do you mean it looks like somebody murdered a child?
Oh, there's just some children's pajamas and sharp metal things, blood everywhere.
Great.
I can't think of things to say.
you just tell us what to say.
Can we just go?
Go where?
Not here.
Okay.
I think this is a bad place.
There is a heavy, thick grumbling sound issuing probably from the maintenance shaft, but also in that it appears to be coming a few floors above you folks. None of you are capable enough in your positions where you're standing, particularly a distant way from the shaft behind several corners, to be able to tell exactly what the sound is.
I think that's the cue to set an ambush point.
Nah.
Because we're kind of at a disadvantage down here.
Yeah.
Okay, if you
And
want.
the only place we can actually set an ambush is, like, probably close to that light. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to see anything without giving away our own position.
Don't worry, guys. I've got a gun.
That should be enough.
Looking for input here.
So we crouch down low, turn off the flashlights, and then if we hear anything, we ambush whatever's in that direction.
Mm-hmm. And Potman's going to try not to hyperventilate.
Keyword being try.
The hallway
keyword
leading
being
up-
hyperventilate.
Oh,
The hallway
I mean, that
leading
sentence
up
falls
to the,
apart without the word hyperventilate.
to the crank-operated door. Were there any doorways on the sides of it?
No. What you ended up with was that S hallway there, with the room there, sort of isolated on its own.
How close were any additional, like, side doorways to the elevator landing?
Oh, quite a bit close. If we'll say the elevator landing is... Well, you draw now? You don't want to draw? Okay, that's fine. Ah, I see why. Okay. If we'll say that the elevator landing were... Gotta switch tools quickly here. Were right there, you would have doors even as too close as, just several feet away.
Then that might be actually the best ambush point.
okay.
Because if we catch them as they come off the ladder, assuming they're a living person that can climb, they're at a pretty big disadvantage with their back to a giant pit and nowhere to dive for cover.
Into the pit.
That's a self-correcting problem.
You think?
Okay, but just on the off chance that it really is a misunderstanding, how about we hold off on
That's
killing
why we
him?
hear them come off the ladder. We hit them in the face with all 3 flashlights and point guns at them. Like,
Okay, I'm just saying I don't want it to turn out that a little kid got hurt and that was makeshift surgery stuff, or I don't know.
you're
You
the one
wanna
that said it
believe
looked like the kid was
monsters.
murdered in there.
Well, I'm not the most reliable person when it comes to accounting.
Truer words have never been
Things like
spoken.
that.
There we go.
Fine, we don't just open fire first, and maybe Tony can get shot in the chest again.
Why do I have to get shot in the chest again?
Because that's what happened last time.
Statistically speaking,
That's what happened last time. We weren't aggressive enough.
insufficiently aggressive.
Not enough murder.
Or what about
Not-
the time back at the farm place where crazy guy with a gun opened fire on everybody?
The grumbling that was above you all sounds like it's come to a stop.
I say we just go.
Well, then.
Followed by the sound of metal scraping against metal.
Metal on metal. It's,
Rather, it's not just a sound like thin metal scraping against the go. It's very thick, as if two large objects are pressing against each other.
fuck.
So someone's shutting a door somewhere. Maybe.
Probably sealing us in here.
Well.
there was nothing up there to do that with.
Maybe you missed it.
Yeah, the giant 1,000-pound cabinet that was in the middle of
What
the
are you
empty
talking
room
about?
that
I'm
we missed.
perfect.
Well, when you put it like that,
They're definitely locking us in.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're sandwiches.
People sandwiches, goddammit.
delicious, delicious sandwiches.
Look how nobody's even suggested that in character yet. And it immediately goes to human sandwiches.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we've got human sandwiches, and we're getting locked down here. So I've got a question, like in character. What do we do now? Do we just sit here and die from starvation?
Probably.
Should probably.
If that were the case, we'd go down to the 3rd level and go look for another connected warehouse.
Okay.
I-
But seriously, are we just gonna stand here for like the next hour or something?
We could stand here. That's a thing that could happen. But
I suggested the whole ambush thing, but
It looks like they're smarter than that.
are you sure?
probably because we've been talking very loudly down in an empty place that echoes very well.
Yes,
Well,
for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, when you raise your voice like that at me, of course I'm gonna raise my voice at
Oh,
you.
you raise your goddamn voice!
We should have been communicating in sign language the whole time.
I suggested the ambush thing, and everybody just keeps going on.
Who are you?
Whatever. I guess we just sit here for a while in stark silence.
Just frown really hard.
I don't want anyone to eat me.
All right. After the loud and lengthy communications you folks have had, including singing at a few points, once on a ladder and then once upon reaching this floor, the 4 of you settle down to sit in silence and wait to ambush an individual or 2 or however many there might be.
Mm-hmm.
If an opportunity for ambushing someone does not come along, how long are you folks looking to wait?
Not very long.
Yeah.
Depends whether we continue hearing things or not.
Okay. Well, all right. It's about 3 minutes then. The sound of heavy metal against heavy metal. It's been going on intermittently, but then it really picks up with force for about 10-15 seconds, and then it comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that was coming from a few floors above you. You all are on basement 2, and the sounds were echoing down the shaft.
So that means they're on the main floor.
Probably.
What if they're opening up like one of those big warehouse doors?
The warehouse itself is also a few stories tall. You guys just ended up being on the ground floor in a little office area in one corner of the warehouse. Warehouses which, by the way, the flashlights themselves couldn't reach from one end to the other.
It's been a couple weeks, so I don't remember. Was the warehouse mostly empty, or were there still like boxes and things?
It was mostly empty. Stripped, just like, I mean, if Army Salvage took the time to strip light fixtures from all the way down here in the multiple basements, then they certainly acquired whatever was just laying there in the warehouse.
So it could just be that whoever's up there is bringing something in.
They could be, but they probably heard us yelling at each other.
It's hard to say.
It's easy to say. We just don't know if we're right. I'm done talking.
I'm gonna have to start adding all of the implied statements into every sentence I make.
So we going or what?
After those, the loud 10 to 15 seconds, does anything happen?
No, the sound just comes to an abrupt halt.
What do you think? Wait a few minutes, see if anything else
I'm
starts
just about
making
pissing
noise.
myself right here.